A couple of just tips here. Google reviews is probably the best thing you can do. Get your staff, get your volunteers, get your leaders to leave a Google review. That's gonna help your SEO, your search engine optimization significantly, and Yelp also goes a long way. It's probably the most instant thing that you can do to help your SEO. The second step, so they see you on Google search. What's Google gonna do when they see your listing? They're gonna click to your website. So your website we often will call it our first impression. It's actually our second impression, is people visiting our website. So the first impression is that Google search or a social media post, but the second impression is then them going to our website. Third step, when they go to our website, is they typically are gonna stream a sermon. So our hope, I believe, as ministry leaders is they go to our website and then they come to church. But practically, you think about it, even when you go to a restaurant now, and you're choosing a restaurant, you're typically gonna search restaurants in the area. And then before you even go, haven't you, or I don't know how you function, but a lot of times you've already picked out what you're gonna order off the menu before you even get there. You check out as much as you can before you commit your time and your energy to show up. And so just like people, when they come to a church, is they don't wanna just show up, they wanna check it out. Like, how should I dress? What's the preaching gonna be like? What's the music gonna be like? Am I gonna be able to blend in and fit in? Is it gonna be dark? Is it gonna be bright? Is it gonna be conservative? Is it gonna be, what's it gonna be like? And so they're gonna check it out as much as they can online. So they're probably gonna stream a sermon as their next step towards engagement. And I wonder what that experience is like on your website. Is it easy for them to stream a sermon? And then they're gonna visit anonymously. They're gonna visit anonymously. They wanna visit your church and check it out from the back row. So they're not gonna just walk in, sit down in the pew, and then at the end of the service, walk to the front. They're gonna visit anonymously and probably visit anonymously multiple times before they connect to any level of community. And so after they visit anonymously, they're gonna attend sporadically. So maybe they'll begin to say, okay, this is gonna be our church. We'll show up when we feel like it. And we see this engagement just beginning to steadily increase. And then the next step, I think, is a huge step, and that's that they give occasionally. And this is where I believe, and one of the things Marty talked about last night that was so significant was the communication, that email communication to the first-time donors. But what does that look like to communicate uniquely to that first-time donor? When somebody gives their first gift, they're not joined or committed to your church yet, but they're committing to at least even share their information and share their giving information with you. And so there's a level of commitment that they're beginning to make beyond just showing up. And then they're gonna connect in community. And what does that look like in your church? And thinking through, and I want you to just even digitally think through of when somebody shows up and then they give, what's that giving experience like? And then if they wanna connect to community, how easy is it for them to sign up for a small group or to show up for a men's group or a women's group? And how do they get connected in community? And how do they sign up for those things in the most natural experience? And then they'll begin to serve, most likely. And so maybe they'll serve coffee or they'll greet at a door, but they're beginning to commit more of their time and their energy. So they're attending more consistently. They're giving occasionally. They're beginning to serve, and then I believe we'll begin to see them commit financially. And this is a process, and I think reality is not everyone's gonna follow the same process, but what we too often expect people to do is to show up on our website. We don't know how they're gonna get there, but we expect them to show up on our website. We expect them then to attend our services, and then we expect them to give first Sunday. And I think we know logically that that's not really how it's gonna happen, but we're not intentional about some of those micro steps in between. And so I think there's just some practical things that we can do today to begin to optimize those experiences to help people move down that deepest level of engagement with our church.